I draw the brutal blade and it's like shaking in my hand. You can like see that I'm not steady.
I'll see your shaking hand. I'm saying, I'm sorry to say, Mr. Stabberscotch, if we get in that ship, if there's any supplies left, it won't be the brandy.
Oh, damn it. I wish you hadn't brought that up.
I'm just trying to set your expectations, lad.
I saved us. We're saved. We're free.
What do you mean? Then you found a way out of here?
No, even better. I found the contracts that the captain took out on us to get us out of prison. I destroyed them. We're free. We're never going back to that awful place ever again.
Oh, that's great news.
And I found some booze.
Wow. Is it good?
I don't know. I figured I'd save it in case things get really grim.
Well, I guess there's a reason why they didn't take it.
I guess you're right, but it's better than nothing. Do I see Barnabos's anchor disappear?
You are now looking down 5-10 feet at him, and you see the anchor get pulled out, and you didn't hear anything, but you see him turn, and he starts to walk down with the ship as it is being pulled down into the sea.
Oh my gosh, has he lost his mind? We have to see if he might come up. We need every help that we can get. You can't walk off just yet. Just give him a couple minutes.
I had anticipated something like this our entire trip.
He might not be dead.
Fine. I will wait. But I do not trust his actions.
Just a few minutes. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
You guys want to talk about anything?
Blub. You see suddenly air pockets, bubbles emerge. Blub, 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 blub. And 15, 20 feet, just barely visible, Barnabos is swimming back to the surface.
I will emerge. I'll hear the splash as my head will pop out of the water, and I'll be treading effortlessly because I guess I am the sea creature natively. And I'll... I see he's still with us, lads! I have a good feeling about this now. We aren't going to die here. We aren't going to starve. Oh, she's here.
I let out a large sigh of relief.
Oh, I do have.
Hearing your voice.
All right.
I thought you lost it for a second there. I'm really glad you're alive, Barnabos.
Of course I'm alive. I've never felt so alive, Mr. Stabberscotch.
I'd offer you a drink, but I know you quit. So I take another deep pull as I'm just glad to see that my friend is alive.
And if we do find more fuel to burn, I have all of the kindling we could need.
I hate to pile on with even more bad news, but I just checked my supplies. I only have one bottle of booze left.
I'm surprised it's made it this long, Mr. Stabberscotch. That's actually quite impressive.
What are you looking at me for?
Queenie?
Yeah, I'll take the fourth watch.
Oh, we're giving up the work? Good night.
I think we're all safer that way. Good night. Sleep well, Mr. Stabberscotch. I just had an idea. I have not discarded our empty lard barrels. What's to say we can't break it down into firewood?
That's actually a really good idea. I mean, we could even, forgive me, use some of the booze as fluid to light the fire.
Skrimm, are you all right?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
Mr. Yornir, can you take a look at Mr. Skrimm for us? You're a medicine man. Not with rage. Not with anger or fury. Almost just with kind of a sad weariness. I would spy the remnants of his laziness. Just an anchor. Ship's anchor of a sloop. Off to the side. And I'd pick it up. And I'd walk over to him and I'd drop it on his skull.
You do that. Even presented with this choice for a second time, it's amazing how easy it is to slip back into that emotional place that you were.
I would be like holding my hat this whole time, like just not sure what has happened and what I'm taking in. And I would probably try to walk up to Barnabos and like put a hand on his arm. It would be higher than me.
Yeah.
And I would just say, I'm sorry, dealt with that.
Things turned out pretty nice, didn't they? I appreciate your kind words, Mr. Stabberscotch. But I do believe that every bit of misery in our lives builds to a greater purpose.
I don't want to slow us down, but I don't know how fast I can move.
I think regardless, we should keep heading north.
Mr. Stabiscotch, how much would you say that you weigh?
I don't know. I'm just absolutely massive. It's very, very strong.
My
Maybe like
anchor.
180 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's right, Mr. Stabiscotch, and I'm gonna pick him up. I'll get him, I'll position him on my shoulder away from the sides with the harpoons poking up.
And I'll just like hold on to your head, like your bald head.
Yeah.
And I'm just like holding on.
Yeah, and like I've got like a big, I've got the bald ring around here, and then there's all the shaggy green hair coming down, and it's just
I'm
like,
just, like,
all
dripping your
over
head.
you. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Barnabas.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I don't want to be a burden.
I didn't get this beefy, and I'll slap my bare pot belly to not help those who need it. If they're in my crew and they're deserving, of course.
I would say that as we're settling in, right, I'm still on Barnabas' shoulders. You guys are kind of like looking to see if this is a good spot. And I'm on Barnabas' head, and you just hear me do this. I can't take this anymore!
Mr. Stabiscotch, please keep it down while you're right next to my ears.
I just want food and warmth.
I think if we just keep going and we survive to the lake, we'll be able to enjoy some fish and make our next determination where to go.
Are we stopping here for the night?
Yeah. I think we have to.
Okay. All right. Okay, just set me down somewhere where I'm not going to roll away.
As we like make camp, I'll
icicle.
I'll like shake I'll shake some, and I'll like try to like gently like and like break your arms out, and I'll like find like some rocks, and I'll place you down like where your knees are bent in like a same kind of, and you're like tilting backwards.
You have to promise me no matter what. You don't try to take this. I haven't told anybody about this coin ever. But if I had a gold piece for every time I tried to get rid of it, I'd never have to work again. And it always comes back. So don't touch it. Just leave it on my body if I die. And don't take it. You can take anything else, but don't take the coin. I don't want you to be stuck with it.
And what's going to happen if we do?
I don't know. I don't know.
Shouldn't have killed that seabird.
I think my problems have started way before that bird. If I'm being honest.
What did you do to get the bad luck, Mr. Stabiscotch? What mistake did you make?
It's not getting any warmer. I'm so cold. You could say that my balls are blue.
Would that make it more of a blue-green, like a turquoise or an aqua or a cyan, Mr. Stabiscotch? You don't want to do that.
I would take it upon myself to the very arduous task of keeping the fire roaring.
If I see that Skrimm looks like he's just chilling. Once again,
He throws in one plank and sits down, and that's like an hour's worth of fuel.
yeah.
It's like this. I get up. Okay.
Mr. Stabiscotch, and as I'm like, I'll once I feel like the fish is done smoking, I'll gather all of my harpoons and I'll get ready. I'll do like stretching, get ready to swim. I'll reach into my pack or whatever I have, and I'll pull out my fishing tackle that I don't need but I have, and I'm gonna go over to you. I'm gonna go over to Skrimm, and I'll hold it out, and I'll just kind of shove it in your chest and drop it, and I'll say. You want to be helpful, Mr. Stabiscotch. Wasn't it you that said teach a man to fish?
What the hell is this?
We're going to teach a goblin how to fish. Come with me.
I am being and I'll drag my feet as I follow Barnabos, because I'm scared of him. He's much bigger than me. But I don't want it to come to physicality.
I mean, he's been doing all of this, and around his shoulder there's like a 500-pound metal iron anchor. So like he could pick you up like a toddler wearing overalls and just like flap it around if he wanted to.
I sigh very dramatically and groan over the top and follow him outside into the cold. All right, what do I do? I'm still holding the tackle you've given me.
I'll admit I'm more of a spear or harpoon fisherman, but I did learn how to river fish from a fella back in Carquinos, and so you gotta get your bait. You got your bait?
No.
You didn't bring the bait.
What? No, I don't even know what bait is. What kind of bait? What am I supposed to use?
Mr. Savascotch, I am very disappointed in you.
Am I supposed to find an ice worm? I mean, what does that? What does that even mean?
When he says
I didn't know. I wrote it on myself, and I'll reach in my pack and I'll get a strip of smoked fish. Mr. Savascotch, you're going to use smoke. You're going to use smoked fish for bait. For fish that are used to eating raw fish.
You gave me this. What are you trying?
I'm gaslighting, Skrimm.
You just handed me this.
I want you to tell me why that would not be good bait, Mr. Savascotch. Here we go. Pretend you're a pike in the river.
I really want to eat this.
Mr. Savascotch, go ahead and eat it. It's worthless for
Oh, thank God.
It's in his mouth.
You are a pike. You are a pike. You are wet and you don't even know it.
Right. All right. And?
Do you expect in your normal diet that you'll have a beautiful smoky aroma of cooked fish?
No.
Very good.
All right.
So would that be more appealing, or perhaps the stinkiest fish guts you can imagine?
I mean, well,
The answer is yes. Here, put it on your hook, and I'll reach into my pack once I feel like I can leave him without him injuring himself with the hook. I will then dive into the water. But if you do find an ice worm, worms that's the best bait for river fish. So keep an eye out for an ice worm.
I should be looking for them.
Oh yes, Yornir, those are a thing.
I'll ask you, Ernie.
I'm gonna go take a dip.
This is stupid. What am I doing? I thought the whole point of fishing was to get drunk.
Whenever I get back, I want to see if I can find, if Skrimm hasn't left, I want to find his hook. And even though it has a huge harpoon wound in it, I want to try to hook it and then give it a tug.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Barnabos is a fool. He thinks this is work. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna fish every day. What a jackass! I got it made in the shade, baby.
You look down and an enormous humanoid shape starts to get closer and closer. You can see through the ice well enough that you can see what is very clearly the body of Barnabos. Pull a fish out
Is that Barnabos?
and start to actually attach it to the end of this hook. And then you feel a tug.
Does he think I'm... Oh, no, this is perfect. Oh, whoa, a big one! And I'm like, I dive for the tackle. Barnabos will kill me if I lose the tackle. And I dive for it and I grab it and I start to pull it in. Oh, I think it's getting away! And I'm gonna reel it in as best I can. And I pull it out expecting it to do a really awesome jump out of the water, and it just goes... Barnabos, I got one. You'll be proud of me. And I reel it in real quick, and it's just dragging along. Look, I did it. You taught me how to do an honest day's work.
There you go. You teach a goblin to fish, and it pays off.
That's what I was saying about the winterboat.
Oh, and I'm sure that Miss March and Mr. Yornir will have a very lovely sled.
What you're saying is that I can fish with you every day.
Oh, exactly right.
Oh, perfect. I'll finally be useful.
If we find any more fishable water, then you now can contribute.
Oh, perfect. Are we ready to head back?
Oh yeah, sure. You're hooked. Real did a number on that fish.
Wild. I'll carry this one. You get the rest of them. After you, please. I insist. And as soon as he takes a few steps away, I'm gonna scoop my fish and go, jackass. we gotta talk about our lives. I'm not doing it. That's not for me.
Why not?
Yeah, because we all know each other well enough, and there's no reason to look at the past. We gotta focus on the here and the now, and survival in the future. I always say.
Why do you fear the past, Mr. Stabiscotch?
Who said anything about fear, Mr. Barnabos?
Treadway.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Treadway.
I earned that title. You saw it. You were there.
You're right. That was a little disrespectful.
Why do you fear the past?
Okay, you got me.
Oh, that was easier than I thought.
I'm a little scared of the past, all right? But you would be too.
Why? You saw my past. There's plenty, perhaps, to not want to see, but there's one thing my lover whispers in my ear and inspires me every day to do is to change. Little by little. Like the ebb and flow of the tides. You change every moment you draw a breath, Mr. Stabiscotch. You can't do that if you let go of the past. Or if you do, you're not going to grow and you're not going to learn. It's the fools who run from their past. They're the ones who wither and die.
You say that without knowing what some people are running from. Fine. You know what? I'll do it. I'll tell you guys my story. You want to hear my story? I'll tell you my story. What do we got to do? Crack open the door, let the light come on in. Come on in, light. Come hang out with us around our nice warm fire. All right? Well, I know what I have to do. We're headed to the tavern, and I will, more or less talking to myself, but out loud, I'll hop off this structure and begin to go down the streets where I know this tavern to be.
Mr. Stabiscotch, do you normally sleep in cemeteries and graveyards?
I mean, every once in a while, the dead don't complain.
I guess not.
Peace and quiet?
I don't think you need me to say this if I have any idea where this story is going, but it's bad luck to sleep in a cemetery. Well, as we decide to go onward, I'm going to drop all of my coin. Unless anyone wants it, it's useless in this land. Skrimm, are you alright?
I don't know.
And you can keep that fishing tackle, I don't need it.
How much space does it take?
One slot.
Oh, son of a gun.
You could also... I think I should be able to catch enough fish. You did a great job.
No, I know it's very important that I help you fish every day.